What's up, everybody? It is quarantine time once again. I am DJ Thick. This is Mrs. Stick. Together we are the Thicks. This is a great topic that a lot of people have been asking about, so we thought we would speak on it. And today's topic will be
wedding planning tips. So if you're engaged, about to get engaged, planning a wedding, or even if you're not.
But maybe this video is gonna convince that man sitting next to you to be like, I mean, come on, maybe just give him a quick little shrug.
Or if you're already married and you just want to hear this all over again, make sure to tune in. This is just based on our experience. This is based on what we went through 2 years ago when we were planning our wedding.
Wedding planning was very fun because I didn't really do much of the planning. She did. For the men, in my perspective, because we're gonna get into that, it might be different for everybody. For me though, it was more like, yeah, sure, that sounds great.
The majority of the time they said like the women, like the brides, like I want this. It's kind of rare when the men are very involved and they're like super into it too. Also, the reason why it's both Eli and I that's talking is because it's not just the girl, it's both of you guys, and you guys are a team together. It's a good perspective coming from both groom and bride.
We're gonna go ahead and give you the top 10 tips on planning a wedding. But first and foremost, you need to plan and set a budget for the wedding.
We planned a budget that we both could afford during that time. I was 24 when I got engaged and he was 26. So actually we waited 2 years until we got married. So we had the entire full year to just save up. You're not just thinking about the wedding, you have to think also after the wedding. For instance, your honeymoon, maybe if you're not living together, for your new place. So for Eli and I, we weren't living together. So not only were we thinking about wedding, we're thinking about our honeymoon. Plus where we're gonna live after that. Don't forget that there is a 20% gratuity. There's also taxes that you gotta pay. For every vendor, I think it's important to tip about 10%. That should be included in your whole entire budget. So whether you are planning a wedding just for a year or 2 years, that is totally up to you. You have to go with your pace. You gotta go with your time. Think about what you both can save and afford together as a whole and as a team. It also helps if you Google up at the location where you guys live or wherever else you wanna go. If you wanna do destination, make sure you Google average wedding cost, because that's going to help you guys a big time of how much you're gonna spend.
We always think that the woman is the one who only has the vision for the wedding. I've been dreaming about that day since I was a little boy. It's important from the beginning to get the vision for the wedding from both sides so you guys can get an idea of what you're going for.
Yes, and some helpful tools for you to create that vision together. Pinterest. I mean, we're so lucky that we're in this generation now that we have Pinterest. So you can type in boho wedding and you get like millions of ideas of boho wedding. If you want modern wedding, classic wedding.
Pinterest is a good one, but of course, you know, you're manly, you don't want a Pinterest. So she asked me to create a mantress. Basically, it's still a Pinterest.
There's no such thing.
There's no such thing. I just, in my mind, and through, I'm like loving putting little hearts on it and put it on my bulletin board. Another good thing that we did together is we attended wedding fairs.
Yes, we actually invited our bridal party to come with us.
Yes.
Every vendor has different styles. Some people want like dramatic florals, and some people just want super simple, and that helps to get an idea of like what you're looking for.
We had a nice little rose bush garden that we had. I told her we can just pick some of those.
There's so many different wedding vibes and wedding visions for both of you that you gotta make sure that you both are on the same page by creating this vision together. So looking for a wedding planner, it really depends on what you're looking for.
Yes.
You can have a wedding planner to plan the entire wedding. If you're somebody who has no time within your full-time job or whatever.
Maybe you just don't have the ideas.
Yeah, you know. Exactly. You just don't have like this vision. No matter the Pinterest helps to have a wedding planner to give you input and to give you advice. She creates a whole entire timeline for you. You know exactly when you should book and have your vendors prepared for your wedding, so you are on time, you're on track. For Eli and I, we hired a wedding planner for just the day of the wedding. The reason for that is because we actually did have time to plan. If you are the kind of person like me who likes to be so like into planning your wedding, which I was, and just pass it on to somebody who's going to help create that vision just for the day of the wedding. All you want to worry about is yourself
having a good time.
Having a good time. That is why we hired a wedding planner for the day of the wedding, so that we are stress-free, have nothing to worry about. Definitely have interviews with several wedding planner. Like it helps.
This is huge.
We've heard so many crazy stories like, oh, you know, I was referred to by a friend. They just barely met that person when they've already hired them, and it turned out to be
is prioritizing what's important to you both. For me, I wanted to invest in a great DJ. I wanted to invest in a DJ that I felt would know the style of music that we love, because every couple is so different. I know this from DJing.
Because some people, they're okay with just having normal DJ that's not really gonna do all the crazy mix and like really go above and beyond. Maybe you're somebody who just wants a really good MC, you know, somebody that's gonna be really good at presenting you guys, and you got to make sure that you are investing on a DJ that's going to deliver the things that you want to be delivered. But for us, we wanted somebody who can play bomb music, Bay Area hip. The reason why I also chose him is because he's Filipino, so he knows that all the aunties are gonna be loving the salsa, the cha-cha. I love going to his weddings when he's the DJ. Literally sets the vibe. So if you have a fun DJ,
I'm blushing.
I'm
dark, so you can't see it, but I'm blushing.
Honestly, the music, the ambiance, that's what's gonna set the tone for your wedding. So for mine, my priority is the venue. I wanted a venue that really sets the vision that we both wanted, technically more me. I really love the vintage European, very bougie vibes with like columns and like Renaissance vibe. That's my kind of vibe. And I wanted a venue that doesn't need too much decoration. That's already nice on its own. I didn't want too much work to be done in the venue itself, and I wanted a venue that is also far away from a lot of things. It's like you're just your own little place of isolation celebrating your big day.
We'll make it quick, but we want to give our number 2, food. Okay, food is important. Food is the key. I don't know if you guys know, in the Filipino culture they have this lechon. It's basically a pig, and he just like, I don't have a apple, but I have an orange. Basically this pig just chilling. I feel bad when I'm eating it too, because I usually start cutting out the butt.
The head of the pig is missing, and I just see my cousin sitting over there
just chewing the head.
Big head. Those were our most important things that we know we're gonna have to look at and really invest more money in. It's the priority, and that's what's important for both of us. And speaking of venues, this is my next one, which is book a venue a year in advance. Next thing that you should really buy in advance is your wedding dress. 9 months to a year in advance. Especially if you're trying to book on a date that's within wedding season, which is usually from April until September. You book your venue a year in advance, because they get booked quick. Especially if your venue is popular. It takes so much time for you to try on dresses. Choose 2 places, 2 or 3 at the max places to try on dresses, because if you keep looking, you're gonna continue to just keep looking, because you're always gonna find something better. My second priority was my wedding dress. Girl, big, poofy, and grand. I was
shocked that you were able to fit down the aisle. That thing was huge.
I think it could have been bigger. Okay, it's summer, so I was like, dude, it's summer and I don't want to be carrying way too big. Just medium
10 feet's enough. 10 feet's enough. The veil was about 2 miles long. Do that one where you throw the veil over. Had to wrap up heck of veil.
It really depends though, because some people, they just want a simple dress and they can just buy it right there and then. But if you're extra like me, my dress took 9 months because it has to be ordered in Italy, handmade in Italy, and had to be transferred all the way here in US, which can take time. So you just never know how long it could take. You got to make sure you have enough time for you to try your dresses, order it, have it be made and then delivered, or see if you even fit the dress, because you still have to tailor that dress. I wanted it to be kind of like from my own expense. I didn't want that to be included in our wedding, so I wanted that. You know,
INDEPENDENT. You know what that means? She independent. Independent. Choosing your bridal party. You're choosing people who are gonna stand by you and be witness and be support system throughout that time of engagement up until your time of actually getting married. Make sure that those people that you're choosing are people that are bringing positivity into your life, people who love both of you guys, are bringing a lot of love into your guys' relationship, people that are, you know, dependable. You know, there's a lot of tasks that come with being a bridal party.
If you choose your bridal party at least 9 months in advance, but no more than that. We got so excited. We're like, oh my God, we're engaged in like 1-2 months. Let's just choose our bridal party now. I think, you know, we didn't realize that we're actually not really gonna get married for another like 2 years. We had all that time, so that means people moved far away. We got people who got pregnant. Like, you know, some people are like, oh, I have like 10 people, for example. You have to have 10 people too. It's kind of like not fair, because what if you don't have 10 people? So you guys gotta have like a medium compromise of like, okay, what's the best amount that's going to be in between. Also, if you are kind of like leaning more on being on a budget and you don't want to spend too much. It really helps to have lesser bridal parties.
Yes.
You know, the less people you have, the less worry that you'll have into getting everybody together. Especially if you're also gonna have like special dances and stuff like that. Like we had special dances for our wedding. It's hard to get everybody together, you know, in one schedule because everyone is so busy. So if you are somebody that don't really want to spend too much on your bridal party, make sure you just have lesser bridal party. Really pinpoint the people that's really in your life. And sometimes less is more. Quality of friendship that you have with those people are much more important than having a lot of people in your bridal party just for the photo's sake or because it's going to be so much more fun when it's a bigger group.
Number 7 is to make sure you book your entire vendor list 6 to 7 months before the wedding event because they get booked fast as well.
These are some few places that we've looked at. We've looked at the Knot, Wedding Wire, maybe when we found somebody from the wedding fair, Yelp, especially if you're looking for somebody around your location. Look for the vendors that you want based on the reviews and the quality that they share with you. Also, Thumbtack is really popular also to look for vendors.
Also, LatinoWeddings.com is actually...
Speaking of vendors, I know this sounds kind of mean, but just try not to book your friends as vendors. That sounds kind of harsh, but just
we just
try
went from
not
10
to.
followers to 2 followers.
Number 1, like if those friends are invited, it kind of sucks if they're working for your wedding
That's
day.
a big one.
That's a big one because, I mean, we're just speaking out of experience, but it really does depend on your friend too, because some friends, they get,
on your friend.
For instance, Eli, he gets booked a lot by our friends, but he's also very professional. The thing about friends though is that sometimes they are like just more like easygoing and they're just more like easy, go with the flow.
One speaker busted.
Because they know they're doing this kind of like, you know.
He's like, oh, he's my friend. They're not expecting much from me.
Exactly.
I'm not saying everybody's like that. There's an opportunity to be like that. And of course, you as the bride and groom, the ones getting married, you're gonna be like, dude, what the heck? Because you're taking it very serious. This is your big day.
Yeah, and also sometimes when you're a friend, you're giving them a discount, you know, or maybe you're giving it as a gift for free. So as much as you can, just try not to book your friends so that less drama, less worry, and keep it as professional as you can with your vendors.
Number 8 is to make sure that you are keeping track of those extra dates that you guys will have before the wedding. Now, the bachelor party, the bachelorette party, the bridal shower.
Correct. I think some people that are planning their wedding, they don't really think about these things like, oh shoot, I forgot there's still bridal shower and bachelorette. And sometimes some people, like, they spend also for their bridal shower and bachelorette, and some people are lucky and their bridal party or their parents pay for those. So just keep that in mind as well.
We went to Vegas, and what happened in Vegas stays within Vegas. After Sapphire.
Whatever happens in Miami stays in Miami. What Eli said, make sure that you guys have those set dates as well, and make sure that you plan ahead on those dates because those are extra dates or extra money for you also in the midst of planning a wedding.
9. Creating a website. Nobody does, you know, paper RSVPs anymore. You don't, we're not in the, you know, in the old times where you send a pigeon over to see if you want to go to the wedding or not, okay? Put your pigeon away, let him be with his bird friends. Okay, people can RSV online. They don't have to worry about sending in an RSVP back in the mail.
Paper, saves you money.
Saves you stamps, all that stuff.
So our website, actually, we made it through Zola.com and it was so awesome, so easy. Like, they make it so easy for you. And it's cute because you get to put like how you guys met. So a little bit of bio about you guys, what kind of wedding you're having. Is it formal? What kind of outfit? What kind of, you know what I mean? Is it a black and tie?
What the theme?
Right. So people need to know those information. It tells you also there like accommodation, you know, for people that are staying and driving or flying from out of state. Like, they need to know where's the nearest accommodation. We
had a little area for people to put song requests on there.
Yeah, that was so
they were able to give a song request. That was cool.
And then an area where people just have a small little message for you guys. Like, I still read that sometimes. So cute because you can look back at that and the people, like, the stuff they say is just so hilarious. Pretty much your website is a guidance of all the information that your guest needs for the day of your wedding.
Correct. All right, number 10 is to create a guest list. This is possibly the most important one that there is.
A lot of people have asked us, like, how did you kind of like decide on the people that you want to be in your wedding?
Who to maybe not invite?
It's hard, and we actually really had a hard time on this. Each guest for us, you have to pay for. So that really like make you think like, oh my gosh, am I willing to pay for that person?
Is this person worth $120?
Makes you wonder like, wow, has this person been a part of our relationship? So this is a rule of thumb from Eli and I when we were creating our guest list.
We want to make sure that we're inviting people that are actually a part of our lives in the
present
moment.
in our life.
Yeah, but if they just haven't been around for a lot of your moments or a lot of your life, even within a year.
If it's more than a year that we haven't even connected with that person, never even said hi, hello, Merry Christmas, or checked up on us, how's our wedding planning, you know, that person is probably not going to be there in the future in your life. Has this person been a big impact in your life? Like, we've had friends that we haven't seen more than a year, but we know that we cherish good times together. We know in any emergency or any time that something crazy happens in our life or good events that happen in our life, we know that they're gonna be there for us. For me, even though I don't talk to like my aunts and my uncles a lot, these are the aunts and uncles that have helped us, my family, when we first came here from Philippines. So we know these are the people that have made an impact in our life. I think the hardest part was inviting also the people that are important for our family.
Your family might have opinions about, oh, you should invite this person, but if they're not helping financially, or should be able to feel comfortable enough to just be able to make that decision. If your parents are helping you financially a lot with the wedding,
take it into consideration. Maybe you can have a separate like table or two for the people that they want to invite. We decided that we didn't want kids at our wedding, and the only kid that we wanted there was immediate family kids. Like some of our families have like 4 or even 5 kids. You know, you gotta limit that to like maybe 4 people in the family only. You gotta think about like you're paying also for each kid. And I wanted to make sure that, you know, adults get to have fun having alcohol beverages without having to take care of their kids.
We had about 230 people that we had on our guest list originally.
And based on those things that we just told you right now about inviting guests, we slowly cut down people until we got to 150. Sometimes when you have too many people at the wedding, you don't really get to enjoy each of those times of the wedding with those people. So definitely write down your guests already from the get-go. You're gonna start cutting down those people based on those things that we told you right now. I know that that was a lot of information. Eli and I are here to answer all the questions that you have. We're not pros or anything like that, but we just want to help you guys since we've been through all that crazy planning and stress. And also make sure to read the description box because I put some helpful tips for you guys and some links. Hopefully it could help you.
Make sure you guys are having a good time. A wedding is a big event and it only happens once. You want to really experience that, you know, in a great way. You don't want a day to be remembered with a bunch of stress. And you plan ahead, take the steps properly to be able to make it a smooth transition over to the wedding.
I know sometimes with wedding planning, especially now in our generation, there's so many things added in wedding planning. It's crazy. At the end of the day, you guys, make sure that when you're wedding planning that you are just enjoying that time. Don't forget that you're wedding planning for the both of you. As long as you guys get married and you don't forget the whole meaning of wedding planning.
I just want to make sure that we shout out one person at the end of each video that has really commented, shared support, and tagged us on Instagram.
And she happens to also be engaged.
And that person for this particular video is Janelle Domingo.
Congratulations, girl.
And get litty at the wedding because there's no better feeling than being across the person you're gonna spend the rest of your life with a shot of Henny. So if you found this video helpful, make sure you give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe to our channel. So once again, I am DJ Thick, this is Mrs. Thick, and together we are the Thick.
Tell me mama how to sign her. Baby bad, that's Mike Jack. On a stage night with a tilted cap. Make my heart throb like a cardiac. Give me true love, you won't get it back. I know that you want it, you know that I need it.